What's happening? Crypto fam, happy Wednesday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here and appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content. So thank you. This morning, we're on Wireless Racer, baby. Sorry, that's going to be flipped. I'm on selfie cam. Sorry. But Wireless Racer, branded partners. Yeah, we're chatting about that tomorrow. So what is Wireless Racer? Well, simple terms, wireless gaming connection to anywhere in the world. But one might say, well, we've already got that. Can play with anyone in the world gaming anyway. And the difference is Wireless Racer is introducing a physical gaming aspect, beginning with remote control cars. So if you imagine remote control cars and the drone racers and everything at the moment, that they go to a stadium or they go to a track, and the drone racers put the red set on and they go through first person view of the drone flying it around. The RC car drivers still have the radio control really. What Wireless Racer is doing is building its own track with some internet connected vehicles on there, and then anyone from anywhere in the world is going to be able to log in and control the actual vehicle. There will be many more features beyond that, but at the beginning, you're legitimately, as amazing as it may sound, you're going to be able to control a vehicle from almost anywhere in the world. So, little kick-off about what it's all about. Wireless Racer, Wira, is kicking off to present to you the future of gaming. We have developed the power to have physical control of a gaming unit through software and data connection. In your hands, we integrate a digital presence with a physical body for the birth of an evolution in the interactively limited world of gaming. We can see it growing. We can see the industry growing at the moment, and it really, really is, especially when it comes to VR and augmented reality and with a physical aspect. Nintendo and the Switch have just actually released a very, very similar concept in the Mario Karts. So you buy a Nintendo Switch, you buy the Mario Kart, and then you can control the Mario Kart through the Nintendo Switch. It can add augmented reality and all sorts. It's quite interesting. But you are there in front of the car. The Wira concept puts the car anywhere in the world. So you can imagine a stadium in Tokyo in the future where there's full-size vehicles, remote controlled from anywhere in the world. You could have a guy in America, a guy in Brazil, a guy in Wales, a guy in Ireland, a guy in Australia, all the racers dotted about the world, but the race is all in one place and they're actually remote controlling the vehicles. Most racers want to race, I get that, but the general public, some people, it's a bit dangerous. I'd love to do that, but it's a bit dangerous. Well, I'll just do it from the living room, bro. Just do it from the living room. It is, it's coming. It's on its way. Imagine a destruction derby of full-size vehicles. As said, starting with small remote control cars, but not by any means the end of the process and project. Have you ever sat in front of your game console and wished that you could actually control in real life what you were controlling on the screen? Make it a little bit more fun, skilled, relatable? Well, enter Wira. We offer you the opportunity to race real physical remote control cars around a large RC style track. Again, we will have cameras on them in the future so you can watch it on your monitor. You may be able to control it on your phone. VR headset with a 360 camera. There will be updates and progression. Anyone interested needs to go and just Google Wira, find them on Facebook, like them, join the Discord, and go from there. Exciting times. Need to mention, watch Gadget Show on Friday. We will be covering it after it. I'm not saying too much about it. It's not my place to. Right? So, when you all to go, like, legitimate, like, you're hitting the points of NDAs and that now, non-disclosure agreements, stuff like that. So just watch Gadget Show. If you miss it on Friday, have no fear. We will be covering what took place in the run-up after it and in the very, very near future. it's quite exciting. It's quite exciting. Now, when when you think about stuff like this, it feels new. When you first get told it, even me, tech head, excuse me, mad tech head, and I'm like, yo, that's actually pretty sick. And then when I sit back on it more, I realise that the concept of us doing it and the kind of technology used at a low power radio frequency is kind of new technology. But the concept of what's actually being done is not that new. Maybe the distance is being increased. I'm not sure on the limited distance before now. But you may feel this is brand new, and it actually isn't. And the highlighter is unmanned aerial military vehicles. We've all seen them in the movies. We all know they exist. You might never see one in real life, but you've seen them and you know they exist. Now, these are unmanned aerial vehicles controlled in real time from a human on a ship. So they could be on the destroyer, they'll be on a frigate, they'll be on an aircraft carrier or whatever, and they're sat in a little station, and it's got the drone monitor and the drone camera, and it's got all his altitude, his speed, his blah, and he's got the controls. And he's legitimately controlling the drone over the internet or whatever signal they used. Let's have a little dive into it, see if it actually tells us how that works. Unmanned combat aerial vehicle, also known as a combat drone, is an unmanned aerial vehicle, a UAV, that usually carries aircraft ordnance such as missiles, ATGMs and or bombs. It's used for drone strikes. These drones are usually under real-time human control with varying levels of autonomy. Usually under real-time human control. Let's not get into the drone strikes and that, because that's next level. But aircraft of this type have no onboard human pilot, as the operator runs a vehicle from a remote terminal. Equipment necessary for a human pilot is not needed, resulting in a lower weight and a smaller size than a manned aircraft. Many countries have operational domestic UCAVs, and many more have imported armed drones or have development programs underway. Armed drones, eh? Future models here and all sorts, ethics and laws, and damn, they're building stealth drones here, aren't they? Stealth drones here. So military tech and all that, and they say, oh, we're a little bit behind the military and stuff, but we're actually catching up. So people might start thinking, what are the final actual implications of this beyond gaming, beyond competing, beyond racing, be it drones, be it boats, be it submarines, be it planes? What's available beyond that? Well, we're in a time where, I keep saying it, the world's about to change more than ever. People's going to Mars soon. People are actually going to Mars soon. Now, there's no controlling a robot on Mars from Earth. Well, there is, because they do it with rovers, but it's not practical. There's a 20-minute delay for it to get the report, and then a 20-minute back for it to get the command, 20-minute back to you to get the report. It's absolutely ridiculous. But if you went to Mars, people think, oh, how dangerous is Mars? Well, imagine you had a robot that you controlled that left the vessel and vehicle for you. You actually wouldn't have to get out the spacecraft. You could go short trip, have a robot go out, and you build the habitat. The robot's building the habitat, but you'd be building the habitat. Now, this is probably, everyone's probably going to be like, fuck it, I'll go a bit further away. We're a bit further away from that. But in a quiet aisle of a small supermarket in Tokyo, a robot dutifully goes about its work. Reaching down, it grabs yet another bottle of a flavoured drink that humans like, lifts it and places it on the shelf of a refrigerated unit. Then the next one. People come and go. It looks like a well-integrated autonomous mechanical worker, but that's something of an illusion. This robot doesn't have a mind of its own. Several miles away, a human worker is controlling its very movement remotely and watching via a virtual reality headset that provides the robot's eye view. This ain't prototype shit, guys. This is in Tokyo right now. Right now. This is the work of Japanese firm Telextense, whose Model T, naming it the Model T. Model T was the first Ford car, wasn't it? Name it the Model T robot. It's the first, like, Right, I like that. It's designed to allow people to do physical labour in supermarkets and other locations from the comfort of their own homes. Isn't that interesting in the current climate? Maybe you're in a job where the robot's not going to take your job, but the robot's actually going to come in and assist you do it. What does this mean for hazardous places where we'd like to go and work but it's too hazardous? Sending robots to Mars, aiding a fire. Do you know what? Forest fires. You're sending firemen to forest fires to burn to death, possibly, when they could be sat several miles away controlling my guy there to go and put the fire out, bruh. What? Don't matter if that burns. I'll just replace it with another robot. Or, like, seriously, gaming at first. Everyone loves a bit of gaming. Everyone loves a little bit of entertainment. But this technology, the ceiling for this technology, it's remote-controlled android robots in flaming space. I don't care what anyone says. You can go anywhere without moving yourself. The concept is called telerobotics or teleoperation. It has been dramatised in dystopian sci-fi films such as Surrogates and Sleep Dealer. Interesting. I actually forgot about the movie Surrogates. Remote control bomb disposal robots have been around for decades, but teleoperated devices are now doing more than ever before, including delivering food to people's homes in the COVID-19 era. Mr. Hikosaka points out that Japan, with its aging population... Now, I don't know if people know this, but Japan's got quite an aging population, and not a lot of the young people are becoming carers. So the current young people, when they get older, they're going to have no carers. They're going to be lacking nurses, be lacking doctors. I don't know the exact numbers of the nurses, doctors, surgeons, and everyone that's actually going to be lacking, but carers as a whole, as an umbrella, people who care for other humans, they're lacking them. So they need to make this. Why you've got nurses, you've got the little robot nurses and that working in Japan. We're a little bit away from robot minds being able to move as quick and think as fast as we can. Now, they can do it to a certain point when they've been pre-programmed to do it, but thinking with initiative is a completely different level of human consciousness and the way the mind works. Remote control robots. I mean, the forest fires is a no-brainer for me. It just really is. And there'll be a lot more if you sit and think for a little bit. And again, we're starting with remote control cars, having people control remote control cars. But make no mistake, we have got some side project ideas. And some of them are extremely interesting. For instance, controlling a plane at extremely high altitude, maybe. Who knows? The possibilities. I mean, I legitimately want to try and get a robot on Mars, and I'm not going to push him. I'm going to see if my nephew is interested in building one with us, because he's 6 years old. By the time he's 36, my age, in 30 years' time, there'll be people on Mars. I fully believe it. Fully believe it. Maybe his robot will be there and someone's controlling it to build a habitat. It's building Hab 1, Hab 2, Hab 3, and some guys just sat there using robots people have built. The enterprise opportunities when people start going to Mars will be unbelievable. And it all starts with people controlling vehicles and vessels from another location. Actually, I want to watch a little video of this robot in action here and see if it shows the person at home actually controlling them as well. Oh, it does. Make sure we got volume on. Oh, I don't think there is volume. So the person's at home with a robot's eye view through the VR headset, stacking shelves from their house. Now again, he's actually moving a little slower than he would in real time, isn't it? In real time, he was picking one pot up, putting it on the shelf, going for the next one. He's only using one hand. Whereas in reality, really, he'd probably be passing them, wouldn't he? Grab one, pass it, place it, grab, pass it, place it. You know what I mean? You would. I mean, what? I've never worked stacking shelves, but I'd imagine when you get used to it, you're quite efficient at actually doing it. Feels like he was going a little slower then, but I guess it's strange because he's still holding what looks like grippers and he's pulling a trigger to make the robot grab. Now he actually needs a hand on it where the robot, if he just does that with his little finger, so does the robot. If he does it with his trigger finger, so does the robot. If he makes a fist, makes a fist. If he does that, so does the robot. That's what they need. They need exact movements. Obviously your situation awareness is going to drop a little bit as well, because your situation awareness in your head is going to be in your room while you're on the VR headset, but the actual robot situation awareness is going to be completely different. How many idiots are you going to get trying to smack the robots and that? But that's where this can go. I wanted to touch on the possibilities of where it can actually go. So if we get back to the actual gaming of Wira and Wireless Racer.
The cars are working, the technology's working, the software's working, the firmware's working, the video streams are working. We're just trying to raise the money to get a big warehouse now to set up 20 odd tracks and get everyone able to play.
Yeah.
That's the stage we're at now.
Will you change the setup of the cars? Are the cars still in kind of a prototype phase? Will the cars change? Or do the cars even need to change because of the virtuals?
Yeah, the cars don't. I mean, now what we could really do is just throw plain white shells on everything and have it set almost like a chroma key, you know, so it's set to white, and so then it would detect every user that logs in, this is theirs based on a number, for example, and it would just project their digital asset of how their car looks onto the plain shell. So yeah, prototypes, as in, you know, this is still looking a bit skeletonish, but this is how the final product will really be. Yeah. We have the microcontroller in the middle, and then, like I said, this one's Bluetooth, however, you know, Wi-Fi, GSM, however we want to take it, it's all ready to go now. So this is why we're able to say we need to raise money to do it, because this car potentially is good. We could throw it on a track and it could run. Yeah. So that's kind of the...
So that was John, and he spoke at the beginning about getting the warehouse and playing the track down. We've got a unit now, got a track being laid into it soon, so it's all going to be moving on. He mentioned there, if you would, making the cars white and chroma keying it off, or maybe make them green, because if we have white and red around the edges of the track like you do on the corners, the white, it's going to mess up the chroma key. So we'll pick the colour of the chroma key, and then people will be able to create or purchase a skin for your vehicle, especially for the gamers, because some people might as well come on and just rag a card about, and that's perfectly fine. But the gamers kind of like want some sort of collectible, so we're going to make like some NFTs, non-fungible tokens, similar to a crypto kitty, but we'll be looking at making the asset a skin, a 3D skin, so when anyone else races and sees your car looks like your skin. Also, the more races you win wearing that skin and whatnot, it's going to build more of a history and make the skin a little bit more collectible, a bit more valuable. Possibilities endless, but beginning with gaming, there is a token, there's a Wira token, NFT shortly. There'll be an airdrop in the next month or so. There's actually no date set as far as I'm aware, so get yourself on the Facebook, on the Discord, find the the airdrop post. It's got some instructions on what to do. And just make sure you're registered and ready, and the content as well as information about the project will be releasing soon. Once Gadget Show drops Friday, we will start running with a little bit more promotional content and a bit more information coming out about the project. It is extremely exciting times. Like I'm super excited about it, mate. And honestly, I see no ceiling. I see a robot stacking shelves in a supermarket. And then next thing, I just see a robot building an habitat on Mars. Like, there's a show on Netflix called Mars where it kind of does it a bit on both. Like, the bit on Mars is filmed a bit dodgy, proper negative, and everything goes wrong. But just imagine land on Mars and not having to get out of the vessel, the ship. The robots leave the ship for you, but you're controlling them. Unbelievable. You could even maybe control them from orbit. I'm telling you now, this is going to be massive moving forward. When people get wind of the implications of what it can actually do. Don't get me wrong. Eventually, for some things, they'll go autonomous and the robot will just do it itself. But there will be them people who fight or the autonomy of it a little bit and like to keep a little bit of control, should we say. So it's extremely interesting the way it goes. I mean, the one I love the most is the forest fires. If we can create a robot similar to that one stacking the shelves that's almost completely fireproof, it can just walk into forest fires and just be putting it out. Sometimes I imagine them forest fires are they're just too hot for a man to even get near. You can't even go there to attempt to put it out. You got to bring choppers and planes in and just drop water on it to lower the temperature, and then your firefighters can actually move in and lower the temperature even more. It's not just about putting a fire out, it's about lowering the temperature so it doesn't reignite under the heat that's remaining in the floor. It's absolutely imperative that we find a better way of putting out them forest fires. It really is. And remote control robotics, it's closer than anything to being able to figure it out, I think. Earthquake aid, you name it, you start really thinking about natural disasters, and these robots could just be walking in, just lifting a concrete block out of the way. Oh, fuck out of the way. It weighed 100k, bruh. Do you know how hard an 100k deadlift is? Pretty hard if you don't train. He just moved it. It's like just picking me up and throwing me 5 meters. Like, get over there, you're in the way. Possibilities are endless. Like I say, it's super exciting. We'll be at the unit this weekend, so hopefully if we get some internet in it and that, we can actually do a little stream and show you what the unit's like before we build the track. So yeah, stay tuned, man. This is one of the things now where the projects are coming off, it's happening. We're wired up, we even got a little t-shirt on. Again, the partners. Oh yes. We love it. We can't wait. I'm actually not only excited to start working on stuff in the background and actually building some robotics projects myself, but I'm super interested to just build myself a little rig. So I'm going to build myself a little rig seat with some pedals and with an acceleration and brake pedal, and have a steering wheel on it, a VR headset, so I can go on the track and race and actually be decent. Because if you'd ever try to use them things, one sec. So that's like a 1/10 car. Got a Lambo shell in there that I need to sort for it. It has the radio receiver, which is that thing there. That's just a robot. If we turn the wheel and then wheels turn, it's just servo to bars. It's basically just a robot itself, but you've seen the guys using these. These are good, don't get me wrong. Potentiometer there, like to turn, and then use your throttle. But now if you hold it like that to you can turn like that's right, that's left, obviously. Right, left, get a little used to that. Forward would be right, back would be left. But when the car's coming towards you, and it's then kind of little flipped a little bit, it can be, I'm not saying for everyone, it can be ridiculously hard to get used to remote control cars using something like this, and it can put you off almost immediately. You could just be like, I can't do it. You could spend 150 odd quid on something like that and then just whack it into the curb at full speed because you can't use this flaming thing. You might be used to using PlayStation control pads on Gran Turismo though, and if you've got the first person view, you shit up. So that's what we're doing. We're going to offer people the opportunity to look through the vehicle in a first person view and give them multiple ways to control the vehicle. You could just do it with the arrows on your laptop if you wanted. Just get it up on your laptop screen, and just drive it forwards, and left and right. Easy. But with a button, it's not a potentiometer. It does, like if you go on this a little bit, it's going to turn the wheels a little bit. If you go a bit more, it'll turn them more. On a button, it's just going to go poof, full turn. Poof. Do you know what I mean? So it could get even harder, but it'll be a good laugh to go on and have a go. And I actually can't wait. I've said to the lads and that and the team, said like I think we should do a little testing phase. So stay tuned and be prepared for like a little bit of testing to come on, and we might just ask the community to come and drive some cars, who knows. Join the pages and stay tuned for more information. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. We're halfway through after this. We're going to do some work on a project today, start making some plans to get down there to make sure we've got internet up at least by this weekend. Love it. I'm excited. Guys, invest in yourself. Invest in the internet of value. Live long and hodl it till you're ready to let it go. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Take care. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.